So hello everybody, welcome to Monday's video. Cheers, coffee time, just had lunch. And I've been experimenting with the ultrasonic bath and the cleaners and different containers and things. So thank you for the comments on the video and the suggestions on how to clean different things and different solutions and what to put in, what not to put in. The suggestion of using a sandwich bag is the best one, thank you. Particularly for the awkward shaped items. I'll bring you in and I'll show you what I've been doing. I've just put one cassette through, but at the weekend just gone I had to do 2 longer sessions on Zwift, so I think I did 4 hours on Saturday and then I was meant to do 5 yesterday. Didn't have to do them on Zwift, but of course with lockdown measures as they are, I didn't want to do 5 hours outside. Both were meant to be hilly rides, and that would have meant going into the Lake District, and I don't feel that is morally right to do, so I stayed at home and just did them on Zwift. So on Zwift on Sunday, I messed around and put my winter bike on, bit of fluff, put my winter bike on. And the reason I put my winter bike on is because I've got a 34 cassette on the back, 10 speed. I did try putting the 34 cassette on with the other bike that's on there. Sorry, no I didn't. I put a 32 on, but the 32 was jumping, or was it the 30 that was jumping? Anyway, the chain wear that I've got on the 30 cassette was too much and it was slipping, so I put the 34 on with the doors. It's not doors, is it? It's the Goff. I'm talking rubbish. So I put my 34 on with the Steve Goff, my winter bike, because then I wanted to swap the chain set, which I did, from the yellow TCR to a compact 50-34, which meant I'd got a 34 bottom gear for trying out the Zwift to see how much power it was and everything, and it was about right. I've said previously that I want my power to be in the range of 180-200 ish for my Everest attempt on Alpe d'Huez Zwift, and yeah, I could get my power about right, but sometimes it was still going up to 220, which isn't too bad. So to combat that, I had to main that my cadence was lower. So my cadence really is still lower than I want. Some sections it was higher, it was obviously up, I think there was one bit, I was at 110 RPM, just because it had flattened off and I didn't want to change gear. On average it was probably about 75 RPM, which is still a bit low really. I'd rather it was 80 plus. Anyway, let's bring you in and I'll show you what I've been doing. Okay, so we've got the ultrasonic bath. I've got a frozen food container from Asda, and as you can see there's nothing in it at the minute. I have had solution in here. The smaller rings will fit in, the big one won't, like so. So I can do those in there, but to be fair, in here at the minute I've got a sandwich bag, one of the Ziploc ones, with some MucOff degreaser, chain cleaner, transmission cleaner, with some water, and it's probably about 75% MucOff and 25% water. I was trying to do it neat, but I was trying to do that without the lid on, and then it was tipping and water was getting in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in, we're going to turn it on, I'm going to leave it to run, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how it's cleaned up. So you can see at the minute that is this is a relatively new cassette, but this is the one that I use indoors, so there's no dirt on it. I say no dirt, no grit, it's just oil. So we'll put all this, getting mucky fingers now, in here. And we'll put these bits in as well. I've got my little bent spoke Can you see what I'm doing? If I bring you down a bit more, there we are. So I'm just going to put those with my bent spoke and pick them up and drop them in. Don't want to drop them in too much because you don't want to perforate the bag. I can put all these in. Right, so they're in there now. And I can drop those into the bath. Do the top up so it's got a little bit of a zip open. Now I'm just adjusting it so it all looks like it's underneath inside. If I bring you up and show you. So it's just in the container. And then we'll turn it on. I've got it turned off at the back. Where's the switch? Here we go. To be fair, I think that's done. I've not even finished my coffee. I've literally just had a mouthful, turned the camera off, had another mouthful, had a look, and it's clean. So let's get it out. Right, unzip the bag. So apart from a little mucky bit down the bottom here, which is just where it's suspended, that is clean. So these are coming out super. So there's a bit escaped into the tank, but very little. And that's probably all I've picked up from putting that in that container that I had it in before. All nice and clean. That was easy. A lot easier than using the other method before that I used to use, and come up a lot cleaner. And of course this, it gets it all off in between all the teeth as well on that surface there, which previously it wouldn't do if it'll focus. Good, right, I'm just going to get something to get these to dry on now. So the next thing I want to do is bring the other bike down off my turbo trainer as whiff set up and take the chain off and clean the chain in this way. So I'll do that later, and I'll show you the chain before we put it in and then when I pull it out. Right, so I've taken the chain off the yellow TCR, the turbo bike. This hasn't been cleaned since I fitted it new. So don't ask me how many miles it's done, but it's not been outside. It's had a few applications of oil, but you can see it's quite thick and gunked up and horrible. So there I've poured the solution out of the sandwich bag into that food container, and we're just going to put the chain in. Get it to lie down with the quick link, and then I just want to get that to go underneath. Follow the solution. And then I'm going to put the lid back on. That's it, that's all underneath now. So I can take my glove off again. I'm going to put that lid back on. And I'm going to put that in. and this is where it doesn't sit level, so I need something to just sort of counterbalance that, which isn't easy. And I'm just going to leave it as it is, and then we'll turn it on and we'll leave it. There you go. Right, let's get that out and let's have a look. The tank is getting a bit dirtier, but I don't know whether you can see in there. The chain is looking cleaner. Obviously there's a lot of sediment and muck at the bottom of there, so what I need to do is leave that to settle. It's not the best lid, this, I don't think. Pity those ice cream tubs don't fit in, they would be better. Right, let's fish the chain out, and then I need to hang it up to dry. I need to wash it and hang it up to dry. So I'm going to use, again, one of my old spokes, sharpened spokes. I've not got that many up here. And what I'm going to do is make a hook out of it and figure out where I'm going to hang it to dry. We'll do that in a minute. Let's get the chain out first. So we need an end. Let's get out one of the quick links. There's the other quick link. Oh, it's gone. There's the other one, the way you can see. And then we need to fish out the chain. I want to find the end. I can't find the end. I'm going to drop that in there, and then we're going to wash it off. I'm going to do those two separately actually, because I don't want to lose them. And then what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to pour it into a jam jar and let all the sediment settle to the bottom, and then I should be able to reuse the top bit. Hopefully. Right, I'll just give this chain a rinse. As you can see, it's looking not bad, because it's not a fancy coloured chain anyway, it's only a basic chain. So what I've done there is just added some water. So that's not bad. It's a lot better for relatively little effort. You see there's still bits there, like just there where my finger is here. Still not got that 100%. But on the whole, that's pretty good. Just wipe off that. So another trip through the cleaner and that'd sort that. But to be fair, that is pretty good. Pleased with that. That's what I wanted. I'm just going to go over it now and just do that. Wipe the links and just leave it to dry. This side's better. That side's fine, so I suspect that was the side that was up and the sediment settled on those links. So I'm just going to get a clean bit of vag and I'll give it a wipe. So excellent, so pleased with that. That was pretty easy. And of course better than using petrol, because I can reuse that hopefully. So I'll decant that, I'll get that done. Thanks for watching today. Next I need to do the jockey rollers and things like that. Now of course I can't fit chain rings in, pity. So I shall leave this to dry in the sun. Thanks for watching. See you later, see you tomorrow. I'll be out on the bike tomorrow. Rest week this week, so I'm not doing too much training this week, only 8 hours to do. So see you later, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't already.